Millions of years ago, our world was a place unlike anything we know today. Endless forests covered the land, with towering trees that reached for the skies. Rivers carved deep valleys, their waters roaring with untamed power. Herds of giant animals moved across open plains, while predators waited silently in the shadows. In the midst of this raw and unforgiving wilderness, the first humans began their story. Fragile, small in number, yet filled with a spark that would one day change the destiny of the earth. Life for these early humans was a constant journey. They wandered from place to place, never settling for long. Every step they took was guided by survival, searching for food, for water, for a safe place to rest. In the mornings, they followed the tracks of animals through the mud. At noon, they gathered wild fruits and roots, learning by trial and error which plants could be eaten and which brought sickness. At night, they huddled together, staring into the darkness, listening to the distant roars of creatures far more powerful than them. Hunger was their greatest enemy. A single hunt could decide whether the tribe would eat or go another day starving. Armed only with sharp stones tied to wooden sticks, they faced animals that could crush them in moments. The hunters moved slowly, carefully, whispering to one another, surrounding their prey. Their hearts raced with fear, but also with courage, because they knew one successful hunt meant life for everyone. And yet, in this world of predators, sometimes the hunters became the hunted. The forests were alive with unseen dangers. In the tall grass, lions crouched silently. Packs of wolves moved swiftly under the cover of night. Massive beasts with horns and tusks defended their herds with deadly force. To be human in these times was to live in constant fear. A wrong step could mean the end. But in their fear, there was also unity. When danger struck, the tribe stood together, safer to eat. With fire, they lit the night, keeping predators at a distance. And with fire, they discovered a new kind of courage, the courage to push back against the darkness. Around the flames, they shared stories without words, passing on the lessons of the hunt, the warnings of danger, and the wisdom of survival. For the first time, humanity had a weapon, not just of survival, but of hope. Yet the struggle never ended. Storms swept across the land, flooding rivers and destroying their shelters. Harsh winds carried the cold of winter, forcing them to find warmth in caves and animal skins. Even when the skies were calm, wild beasts lurked near. Each day demanded strength, but more than strength, it demanded patience, cleverness, and unity. Slowly, these early humans began shaping tools, carving sharp edges from stone, tying bones together, and inventing new ways to survive. With every generation, they grew wiser. They learned how to track the movement of herds, how to predict the change of seasons, how to use their tools not only for hunting, but for building. They made shelters from branches and leaves, protecting their children from the rain. They learned to share food among the tribe, knowing that survival was not for the strongest alone, but for those who stood together. In their unity, they discovered their true power. And so, against all odds, humanity endured. They did not merely survive. They adapted. They fought hunger, they faced predators, they tamed fire, and they built the foundations of everything that was to come. From these fragile beginnings, the story of mankind took shape. A story written not in comfort, but in struggle. Not in ease, but in sacrifice. These first humans lit a flame that would never be extinguished. From the darkness of the past, They carried forward the light of survival, the light of hope, and the beginning of human destiny.